What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how Super.so lets you take your Notion pages and publish them to the web as a brand new website. If you guys are new here, you might not yet know that I run a website just as a small hobby project called LosAngelesMusic.io. We kind of curate local resources around Los Angeles for musicians, and I use a product called Super.so to take that public Notion link that Notion gives you up here once you publish a site to the web. You can take that link, come back over here to a site like Super, create websites with Notion, bada bing, bada boom, you post in or paste in your hyperlink there from Notion, and it gives you a free website. I'm just going to fly through the settings here. I'm going to assume that you're kind of already up to speed. You're in the consideration phase of maybe using Super or Simple, or I think Potion or Protion is one of the other like Notion hosting platforms. I've tried all of them. Super is the one that I pick. Let me explain why. So right out of the gate, I took that Notion link, came over here, pasted it. I got a free website right out of the gate. You can kind of see that up here in the domains tab. It gives you a free URL by default. This was my free one, but I went ahead and I purchased a domain on Namecheap, and Super helped me get that all set up with some guided instructions. So right now you can kind of see that my domain name is in here. My DNS settings are already set up. Namecheap had a great guide on the information that I needed to add into here, etc. And same thing with Super. It was pretty seamless, and I was able to get a custom domain going in just a few hours. The reason that I use this Notion to web host thing is because it's very easy for me to come in here into Notion and make edits, and then when I come back over here to Super, I can click on the page, kind of interact with my website as though it was live, and then up here in the top right there's a button to refresh the page. So any of the changes that I made inside of Notion are now immediately available in the live version that's on the web, or it's near immediate. It's within a couple minutes. If you don't do this manual refresh every few hours, Super will go in and pull a new version of your site from Notion and update it on the web. Cool. Keeping it moving. As we go through here, I think pretty expectedly, there's basically a page called Pages that shows all of the pages or blog posts that are on your site. They do default to a natural hierarchy, meaning that as you are adding new pages, if you add them in a subdirectory or inside of a database, they will inherit the URL or slug structure of that database. So if you create a database called blog and then start putting posts or items into that database, when those posts get ported over here to Notion or to Super, they're going to keep and retain /blog/ the name of the item that's inside of that database. So that's really, really handy if you architect your site in such a way, as you might be able to see here on my homepage. I kind of have it structured like there's my homepage. I have a database called content directory, and then inside of that are all of the pages that are inside of my on my site. And so yeah, I would recommend setting it up. If I did it again, I would probably call that /blog just for mental ease, but right now it's set up as /content directory, and all of my pages get that by default. Here under the SEO tab, you can see you can kind of either enable or disable the ability to add your site to search engines. It's turned off by default, but once you turn this on, it will start to override any of those default properties that you have in Notion for search engine availability. You can kind of see that up here. I can click publish. Right now, I guess I have search indexing turned on. I should probably turn that off. I don't want that to be the case, but it gives you the option here inside of Super. No other surprising things. You can update your meta title and the social image and all that sort of stuff that comes with most other publishers. Under design, right now you're looking at the basic design. I did not change anything about my Super Notion site. Instead, if you get really excited and you want to come in here and change any of the colors or typography, you can do that as well. You can see the default light and dark modes. You can give users the option to turn that on and off. And then of course they have some kind of nice simple templates of different colors and styles that you can use throughout. I won't obviously save that. I like the white and black, and so I just keep it that way. All right, on to my favorite part of Super and Notion, and that is the ability to create navigational menus and bars. You can see up here at the top, I have a very simple site nav bar that kind of goes over the most important sections of my website. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom to the footer menu, you can see that I have a different kind of architecture for my menus down here. There's a couple extra pages that are not mentioned here in this top menu, kind of related to the company, the pages. Yeah, I think I have pages here on busking, photo locations, Instagram kind of advice and stuff for local musicians. So I'm able to put those things here permanently in the footer, but omit them from the header. So I think custom menus like this, by far and away my favorite feature of using Super or any of these Notion hosts that Notion just doesn't support by default. Real quick, I'm going to show you how the menu function works. You can basically control how many items get displayed on the header, footer, and an optional sidebar menu. You can see them here displayed as checkboxes. I have some pages that are page level links that are only shown on the nav bar. I have some things that are drop downs or lists that you can see here, like studios are on the nav bar and in the footer. So down here in the footer you can see all the studios as a list, whereas up here it's a drop down. I don't have any sidebar items enabled. That's why this column over on the right is empty. Yeah, this is again my favorite feature, is being able to create custom menus inside of Notion. I think it goes a super long way in building SEO for the site. All right, yeah, last couple of things is the ability to add custom code to your site. You can of course put your Google Search Console, analytics, any of those tools that have custom JavaScript. You can put them here in the header section. I don't have any custom code in the body section of my site, and then I have a little bit of custom CSS that without it you can kind of see how some of the line spacing and letter spacing moves just a little bit. Some of the ways that I've written content on this site, I like to have a little more distance between the text and the images. Just a personal preference, but out of the box it looks basically like a Notion page, so hopefully not too many surprises in there. All right, yeah, last but not least, let's just talk about some of these last options that are on here. I think if you've used Notion at all, you might be familiar with the fact that they're on database pages. You can have kind of the properties for a database listed at the top of the page. I'll kind of show you up here. So on this page inside of Notion, you have this big list of internal tags and stuff, but you might notice here on my public facing site, those are not appearing. That's because I have this option disabled. Page properties are not going to display at the top. The same thing is true for any database of information. Let me see if I can just pull up a database really quickly. Right now I have database views enabled, which means that on any page that has a database, right now we're looking at one, but unfortunately I didn't enable another view. But as you start to add views to your database, a little clickable button will show up here and will allow users to click and move between. I might be able to find a page right before I finish recording this video. Site search, turn on and off. You can kind of see that up in the top right. Advanced search, if you have it search turned on and you have a very upgraded Super account, you can enable advanced search, which will help find things that are maybe buried in a database or a page that's a little obscure. I mentioned some of the themes earlier. You can see this light and dark theme enabler. I don't have it turned on. I like to limit the number of options that users have. And then of course some other just like customization options for date and time. If you do want analytics for your site built into this, I use a platform called Plausible that I talked about in another video. But if you want analytics from Super about your site, you can add that into the bundle as well. I think that their pricing page here is a little confusing. This is not $100 per month. It is $100 per annual membership plus any additional usage per month. So I think it ends up being about $10 per month, but it's worded a little strangely. The final section that I haven't used yet but might be really helpful for e-commerce stores or anyone selling digital products is the ability to upload files to your site. So if you've ever visited a site that has like / is hosting a PDF or a document on there, you can upload it here, and of course it'll be available at the URL that you specify. All right, I'm going to wrap up the video there. I hope that this has been helpful if you're considering using Super for your own site, for hosting your Notion site. I hope you found found this valuable. If you're considering any of the other competitors, Simple or Potion or any of the other Notion hosts, let me know in the comments below. Happy to make a video on my experiences with those as well. Best of luck.